Good evening, welcome back. And this evening I've got a pretty roundabout kind of full circle, makes more sense to me while I've been channeling reading coming through. So, you know, sometimes it takes me a bit to connect the dots, and Spirit wants me to do that because they want me to go on this journey of exploration, you know, a lot like the twin flame path. For you to unravel, you know, the puzzle that this twin flame path is, you have to go on that journey. You have to take that journey and be willing to do the work, you know, and uncover what Spirit wants you to uncover. So this reading, channeled reading, came through, well, it's been coming through since meditating with this crystal, and this crystal is called Seraphinite, and you can see the what looks like angel wings patterns on the stone. Very beautiful stone. And when this crystal came to me, because I also do a crystal group, that I also attend a crystal group with my lightworker friends, and when one of my lightworker friends mentioned the chosen Seraphinite, I was like, okay, so what's this about then? Because my intuition and my spiritual gifts and my knowing and my seer sight in me knows that it's not coincidence. These crystals come to me. I've got many crystals in my connection, and each one of them served the purpose on my journey, starting, you know, 7 years ago. Each one of them has served the purpose into helping and guiding and healing. You know, that's been sent to me from my spirit team and my angels. So yeah, when this came, angel wings, put the connection together, you know, I work with the angelic realm, so instantly the angels, you know, want to speak to me. But what I wasn't prepared for was the different type of angels that came from. You know, and I'm used to working with angels. I'm used to seeing them in, you know, the angelic light they are. These angels, the more that I've explored in meditation, the fiery. So, and they're called the seraphim angels. And the seraphim angels protect God's throne, and they're known to be the highest ranking angels, you know, so they fly around God's throne, and they're known to say holy, 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 you know, chanting holy, holy, holy in you know, in reverence of God, and they protect God's throne. So, you know, I'm not going to say since working with this crystal, you know, I've seen these fiery angels with 6 wings and they've visited me. No, but what I will say is I feel their presence, and I feel them calling to me, and, you know, I've been drawn to all things seraphim recently. So these last few weeks behind the scenes, I've been drawn to all seraphim. You know, I've been guided, shall I say, not drawn, the same guided, to all things seraphim. You know, the spiritual seeker in me and my intuition, after being 7 years on this path, knows there's reasons. You know, there's no coincidence. There's a reason why I'm being guided to the seraphim. So by further investigation, I came across a seraphim meditation. And when I say I came across it, I was woke up by my spirit team, angels, who love me daily and guide me. But, you know, they wake me up at some it's after clock times on this journey, and if you're on this path, you will relate that we get woke up at all sorts of times, and it's because we're more quieter, you know, we're more receptive at that time. So yeah, they came to me, I think it was last night, and I found a video on, you know, the seraphim and the connection to the twin flames, which I knew it was, because all things do connect me back to the twin flame. You know, crystals, videos, meditations I come across, sooner or later it all connects, it all comes full circle back to my twin flame, healing and, you know, path. So yeah, no coincidence. So I'm being guided by my spirit team, my angels, to explore deeper this connection. So, you know, the angels want me to find this help, you know, to evolve and to heal on my path, is, you know, is what I'm saying. So yeah, this last 2 weeks, I'd say, deep exploration of why this crystal just happened to turn up, you know, on my, I won't say doorstep, you know, I had to order it, of course, but I was divinely guided to, you know, to come across this crystal. So, okay, so the connection to the Seraphinite crystal, the seraphim, angels, and the twin flames. I've started connecting the dots also, you know. First, I was just, oh, beautiful crystal, and what does this mean for my twin flame path, you know? And then the seraphim angels came in, and Saint Germain also, and Sophia. So there's big connections there to my, you know, my twin flame path, and yeah, and already things that I know of also, you know. So when it pops up again, I'm like, that's the connection. So it's, you know, it's like the twin flame path. We have to connect the dots sometimes at a later date, but it does all connect eventually. So yeah, the seraphim, they are very high vibration, and so are twin flames. You know, we hold a very high vibration, and they're often depicted as flames, and the fiery angels are known as the burning ones because of their fiery, you know, their fiery images, you know. But yeah, they're also known to have 6 wings, so 2 for covering their faces, because they are so close to God's throne. The brightness of God, you know, can be too much for them also. So 2 to cover the faces, also 2 for flight, to keep them in flight, chanting around God, you know, holy, holy, holy. And also 2 to cover their feet for humility. So yeah, you know, very different to the normal, not so normal, because angels aren't normal, are they? They're saying we're not normal. Very different description to other angels, should I say. So yeah, they also hold a connection to Saint Germain. You know, and unconditional love. They're very loving, unconditional love, higher love, and divine, you know, divine love. And the seraphim come in to you to help change your vibration. So if you know, if you're coming across the seraphim, like I have recently, or should I say they've come to me, nothing on, you know, nothing by chance on this path. I've been on it too long now to know there's no coincidences. But yeah, if you're coming across all things leading, you know, I'll push this a bit closer so we can get the crystal in. You know, seraphim, then there's a reason why. There's always a reason why. Again, no coincidence. So the seraphim come into you to help change your vibration, raise our vibration, you know, you might also see number sequences, which I do see number sequences, and I have done for many, many years since I've raised my vibration and healed more and more on my twin flame path. I've seen 1111 for a number of years now, which, as I know, is new beginnings, you know, closing out those cycles and new beginnings. And when I started seeing the 1111, I also knew my twin flame was coming back after 3 years of no communication. Also, I felt my twin flame coming back, you know, because you do, you feel it, you feel what they're, you know, physical, emotional, you feel all that, you're connected, you're the same soul. But yeah, so, you know, and this is just coming to my knowing as well. So I've been seeing the 1111, but a number sequence I'd not been seeing, or maybe I had been seeing but not taking a notice of it, was 777. And it was about a week back, I was out with my mother-in-law, and 777 just kept popping up on number plates. Also, I think it was on a bus. It was just in my face, you know, and I've been on this journey long enough to know number sequences and signs from spirit, you know, they're getting across to me. But I didn't know the connection up until doing this channeling about 7-7. So again, things are always, you know, come instantly to you. That some things are not meant to. You're supposed to unravel it yourself. That's part of the healing and you know, the uncovering of this path. So twin flames and seraphim hold the same vibration. That's the connection there. And they're saying, are you seeing 1111 numbers or 77? Yes, I am. And you know, so the signs, and you know, these are the signs these angels want to come through to you, you know. So 1111, 777, 222 also, and also, you know, it's yeah, you know, there's no coincidences. I can't reiterate that any more clearer. There's definitely no coincidences. Everything that's meant to happen on this path happens. So, you know, I am now in complete, you know, divine union. I'm in complete balance with myself, and also my twin flame connection, you know, as I said, retained in the physical, you know, just last August, but I was seeing 1111 prior to that, and I knew the return was coming, you know. I feel energy. I'm a seer, so psychic visions, you know, it happens. It's all true. That's what happens on this path. And the more you raise your vibration, the more your spiritual gifts get stronger and stronger. So the seraphim, you know, have come to me. It's time now for the seraphim to to connect with me. So in my understanding, it's when, you know, you're ready to receive that. So feeling the seraphim angels' presence very strongly, you know, yeah, it's a sign that you're ready to raise your, you know, your vibration. So the job of a seraphim, well, they're saying it's to heal and help, and that is the same job twin flames have. We're here to heal ourselves, heal this connection, and then we go out into this world to help others, you know. Not to heal them. I always say you are your own healer. We all have that inside of us to heal ourselves. We are our own healer. That is my mantra. It always has been since I started healing myself. But to help and guide others, you know, that is our mission. That is the Twin Flames mission in this new golden age we're in. So yeah, my mission on my twin flame path is guided, and I'm guided to share this with others. Now, I wasn't sure whether I would share the seraphim healing with you know, my followers and others, because they're very different to the, I don't want to say normal, the very fiery, fiery angels. The vibration is very high. I wasn't sure whether they wanted me to share this, but when I am sure now, because I've been guided to, and the automatic writing was flowing, and that is when I know that they want me to share. Some things, they come to me and guide me, and they want me to keep to myself. But mostly, all I get guided to on this path is to share with others. But I do know that some things, I've got things that have come to me, but I know that they don't want me to share that with the people I'm helping. But this, I feel very, very much guided to share this with others. And also I'm going to be doing Reiki light language and crystal healing with Seraphinite and the seraphim frequency, angelics, bringing that into one of my Reiki healing videos soon, because I do know now they want me to. So yeah, my knowing of the seraphim angels up to now, because it's only been recently, is that their job is to heal and help, as I see all angels are, but there's a very different angels that I have come across, really. So they're new to me, but yeah, I go with it because it's divinely guided and very protected. So I know that everything that comes to me is for a reason, to help others and to guide me on my twin flame path. So yeah, I'm not keeping this to myself, I'm sharing it. It's meant to be. So that's about the angels. So yeah, they're very different, fiery, burning ones. It says it all there. Still love it, still divine, closest to God. Well, that says it all there as well. And but very, very, I'd say different is the word. So okay, let's speak about so the seraphim, the angels and twin flames, we hold the same frequency. Very, very high frequency, very high vibration. So let's speak about the crystal benefits. So it's self-healing, but again, I'll reiterate that it's I always speak of self-healing, yes, because it's a knowing, it's a deep sacred knowing to me that we all can heal ourselves. Every one of us hold this inside of us to heal ourselves, that sacred knowledge. And I've done it. I've took this journey before I was spiritually awoke to my twin flame connection. I was already on a long, long journey of chronic health issues that was getting the better of me at times, but I just kept holding on to the knowing even back then, and I wasn't really spiritually awake back then, but somewhere in me knew I was my own healer, so I've fought my way back to good health, by knowing that, and we all hold that in us, every one of us, to heal ourselves. So yeah, this crystal, let's get back to the crystal. So regeneration, angelic connection and wholeness, and it's a very powerful crystal and works on all chakras, especially the heart, being the green colour, and Seraphinite qualities are feminine and can help you bring on your awareness of the divine feminine. So when that channeling came through, I was like, aha, you know, it was like a light bulb moment for me as well. Divine feminine. Get it now. I am a divine feminine in my connection. But I also hold the divine masculine energy inside of us. We all do. So again, connection, twin flame, divine feminine, divine masculine energies that we all hold inside of us, but we need to balance them out by healing ourselves, you know, going into those parts of ourselves that we sometimes try to avoid. But yeah, so Seraphinite, you know, the more I've meditated with it, then the more I've connected, you know, its energy with my energy body. And yeah, so some say that when you meditate with this crystal, some say they have seen a female figure clothed in growing plants and flowers. Now, I cannot say that I have seen that figure yet, but I will be meditating with it again and hoping to see that figure because it sounds absolutely magical. So this figure, this is where the connection deepens for me, is known as Sophia. So, not by coincidence, I came across this little nugget, divinely guided, while I was on holiday, 3 days, poorly. I knew why I was poorly, because Spirit wanted me poorly, as co-thingy as that sounds. I knew there was a reason why, and it was because they wanted me meditating, finding this little book of knowledge called the Sophia Code. So that book for me was meant to find me, just like everything on this path. You know, through finding that book, then came the awareness of Mary Magdalene, because Mary Magdalene has been coming for a few years for me, but again, you know, it wasn't coming through that strong that I was taking notice until I found that book. Then it all started to connect and really, really like escalate at a very fast, very fast speed. Things just started coming in one after the other. But yeah, something activated in me is what I'm saying after reading that book. And the knowing of my rose path then came online. So I was meant to find it. No coincidence again. So yeah, so when Sophia came into my knowing, talking about this crystal, I was like, aha. So it's like a ha-ha moment again, you know. Sometimes, yeah, it comes later. So the goddess of wisdom and the promise of the future. So Sophia brings in the realization her presence in our world is our greatest blessing. So, you know, she's known as divine feminine. And like I said, I work with Sophia in my connection to Mary Magdalene, the rose path. And that's when, you know, I started to integrate the remembrance of my connection to the rose lineage. That's when that knowing came back to me, that remembrance, you know, when my DNA connected, you know. And what I know of her is Sophia is the Greek word for God's wisdom, and Sophia was there at the beginning of creation. She birthed the world into existence. Sophia, the Holy Spirit, and Sophia is our divine mother, embodiment of deep understanding and insight, and she helps us awaken to this in ourselves. So let's go back to that bit. So yeah, more on Sophia. So now we have the crystal Seraphinite, which I knew held deep meaning other than just working with this crystal on my crystal group. I thought, oh, here we go again. What's this about? Because, you know, my knowing, my seer in me knows. I know that they want to, yeah, they're bringing this knowledge to me. It's time. So we've gone from the Seraphinite, the Seraphim angels coming in, the twin flame connection, also the Sophia, which instantly, you know, connected, because I've been working and reading on her for this last year. Yeah, so the connections there, you know, those dots, dot to dot to dot. So Sophia, she is the goddess of wisdom and devotional love. And, you know, Seraphinite, it's a very powerful crystal for enlightenment and connecting with the angelic realm. And, you know, it's named after the seraphim, the angels, the highest order of the angels to God. And Sophia is the spiritual presence in our material world, the embodiment of elusive spiritual wisdom and the divine feminine. So, yeah, divine feminine, click, you know, clicks for me. I mean, I don't go by Ellie anymore. I call myself the divine feminine because, you know, that's what I'm known as in my connection. I'm more divine feminine energy, but I also hold the divine masculine, and I've balanced the two out now. You know, I know I've balanced the two out because I'm on my mission. I'm speaking of it, and the connection, my twin flame connection, is more balanced. You know, there's more understanding. There's more reciprocity there. There's, yeah, I just feel that balance. You know, still a way to go, still healing, never-ending journey, but very, very balanced. Otherwise, we wouldn't be at the stage we're at. You know, we wouldn't be in union, so to speak. We wouldn't be. So I know that. So yeah, so the twin flame path and the divine feminine energy, not gender, is a path of seeking to understand our spirituality and find compassion and balance in our energies, you know, divine feminine, divine masculine, that balance. And Seraphinite is perfect for that, and its healing properties support twin flames on their journey. Now, yeah, this is why this crystal came to me. So I could share this knowledge, what they've brought through to me in these last few weeks, and still bringing that knowledge through to me, to help myself and to help others on this twin flame journey. So, yeah, although I thought, well, do I speak about this and that? Yeah, that knowing was so powerful for me that I had to speak about this and share this. So, you know, it's making sense now why I found this crystal. And yeah, when I get the downloads, I know they want me to speak about it, you know. So I've had to decipher, you know, like what they want me to speak about, what's for me on my journey, my soul spiritual journey, twin flame journey, and what I need to share with, you know, my followers and people spirit wants me to share this message with. I've had to I can't think of the word, not determine, yeah, maybe determine. I've had to differentiate what I need to share, because they say that I share. I am a sharer. I like to share with people. I like to help others. That's my twin flame frequency. But something spirit wants me to keep to myself, you know. So I've had to differentiate what they do and what they don't. But when the downloads keep coming in like they do, and I just get led to things and oracle cards, I know it's time to channel. So yeah, then they start channeling through me anyway, and then I just go to the decks that they want me to, and yeah, that's how it works. But yeah, I understand why the Sophia connection to this crystal, and the crystal connection to the seraphim, and the seraphim to the twin flame, yeah, the dots all connected now, so making more sense now to me. So yeah, a bit more about the crystal. So Seraphinite honours Sophia, and the feather-like patterns are said to resemble the angel wings and the dew. It's very, very beautiful crystal. It's probably one of the most beautiful crystals I've worked with. You can just see them angel patterns on it. And you know, the angel wings that facilitate communication with the angelic realms, and this connection provides guidance that aligns us with Sophia wisdom. And the twin flame journey. No, I speak about the heart chakra all the time, and everything comes from the heart, you know, and the importance of opening the heart, and the importance of releasing trauma, our wounds, our self, you know, bringing that self-love to ourselves, that compassion for others, compassion to self, releasing blockages. You know, I speak about that all the time because these are the stages of the twin flame journey that I've had to heal and go through. And yeah, you know, I've had to open my heart chakra. I've had to work through the blockages of my chakras. You know, that was the Kundalini rising, working through all those blockages. You know, disintegrating anything that was in its path. You know, I've had to do years and years of healing with the Kundalini rising, you know. Then came the trauma, the other layers, you know, to this path. So releasing the trauma, going into my wounds, bringing that self-love, that compassion. That part was the dark night of the soul, you know. Going into these deepest parts of yourself. And this crystal, you know, facilitates all of that, which I wish I would have come across it 7 years ago. Now they're telling me, you know. But no, I've had many, many other crystals to help me on this path. But this, apparently, yeah, it facilitates all of that. So, but yeah, I suppose things find you when you're ready. But yeah, 7 years ago, that could have come in handy. But, you know, they're laughing at me now. So, yeah, okay. So it also helps spiritual growth. Tick, done that. You know, but you never do stop growing on this path. I'm joking, you know, joking aside. It's a never-ending story. I know that. I know I'm on this path for life. Until I leave this planet, you know, I'm on this path to, yeah, spiritual growth. And it also encourages a growth cycle. And they say the soul takes the lead. So, you know, yeah, you very much need that. You need to, yeah, you need to know your soul is, you know, the leader, not your human self, your human mind. That soul knowing, you know, that we all hold inside us. The soul takes the lead, and it accelerates spiritual evolution, and you can access higher gifts. And when I came across that, I thought, oh, more gifts. And that sounds really like, oof. But you know, on this path, I've had many, many gifts that have returned back to me. You know, some gifts you have to have time. Well, my knowing, when my light language came in, at first, I'm not going to lie, it knocked me off my, yeah. I was like, whoa, this is high frequency. This is, you know, this is cellular. This is deep. You know, I'd gone deep anyway. But when the light language came in, I could feel the vibration in my body, and I could feel it's like I feel energy anyway, but it was like a more powerful energy racing through my body, like a shuddering going through it, and it was like best as I know it and what I've seen it was like my DNA. I could see my DNA strands recomputing, and I felt like my DNA was recomputing, and I needed time. I needed time out to integrate when my light language came into my knowing, you know, and I needed time to balance, balance my physical body out with it as well, you know, and it was affecting me emotionally. It was causing me quite bad anxiety as well, and that's because I'd not I think integrated all I needed to at that point. But I'm okay now. I can bring it in and I can turn it off also, whereas before it was just coming in constant, and I was like, whoa, when I could be in the supermarket and this ancient language would flood in, and I'd be like, whoa, this can't be happening. You know, I'd be asking for a loaf of bread in light language. Well, you'd get looked at pretty funny, I think. So I had to learn to contain it, you know, for when it was right, you know, to bring it out. And you know, this channel, it's perfect for it. I can be as free as anything on this channel, and I'm meant to be, you know, spiritually guided. So yeah, this crystal, access higher gifts. My gifts are getting more powerful. I feel that in myself, you know, every day. And yeah, it's because of the healing I do. It's because of the work I do. It's because I keep pushing through obstacles on this, you know, this path. And you're finding a balance, and it brings light energy into the body, and it also brings that balance between the chaos, you know, because the twin flame path, if you're on it, it's intense. It's very intense. I mean, I'm out the other side now. I'm on it, but I'm out the other side. And by out the other side, I mean I'm out of the dark night. I'm out of that hopelessness stage. And and to me, I'm staying out. I'm never going into that dark night again, because I've done the healing. You know, there's I'm not going to repeat that. There's no way. You know, I'm too strong now. I'm too balanced. You know, my divine feminine, my divine masculine is balanced out, and I can speak that wholeheartedly. I know that's balanced because of how my connection is with my twin flame, and just the knowing in myself. I know that I've come back whole to myself, and this crystal also brings the wholeness. But just that knowing, that sacred knowing. I know, you know, because of the stage that I'm at on this. And it also brings in divine alignment, activates the divine feminine power within. And they're saying it's a bit too late for that for you, Ellie. And this is why I wondered why the crystal would come to me. But there's reasons why for everything. And again, it doesn't matter how far you've gone on this path. There's always further to go. You know, there's always knowledge to seek. There's always learning. You can always, you know, elevate. This path is just never ending. And yes, once you do get past the, you know, the Kundalini and the dark nights, that's where the beauty comes in to this path. There is beautiful times in between. I'm not going to say it's all dread and gloom, and no, there's glimpses of that light, but you've got to go through the healing. You've got to do, you know, you've got to go through your trauma. You've got to heal your wounds. You've got to do that. That is what, you know, brings you to, you know, your divine feminine power within. You find that. And you're also your masculine, and the balance of the two. So it aligns you with high frequencies, and, you know, anything that comes to you in this frequency, it's aligned in God's love and not codependency, you know. So on the twin flame journey, one of my wounds, and probably for many, is codependency. No, on this journey you learn to stand on your own, because it is a solitary journey. It's meant to be, because it is meant to bring you into your full strength, your full knowing of your sacred, you know, self, your divine within. It's meant to bring you back to that, you know, that sovereignty, that divine sovereignty we all have inside us. So for that, you have to walk this path alone, you know. So although people might be around us, family, friends, ultimately it is a path that you walk alone, you know. But yeah, anything that aligns, it's in God's love and not codependency, you know. So yeah, you do start to filter things out that, you know, that don't align with your frequency anymore. It's part of this path. But yeah, so in a roundabout way, I got to you know, why this crystal came into, you know, my knowing a few weeks back, and the connection for the twin flame, which I knew it was anyway. The seraphim, not so much, but seraphim, I have come across them, but not as clear as these last few weeks, should I say. I was also drawn to my goddess picture just before coming on. Now Sophia, goddess of wisdom, you know, again, very much divinely guided. And I drew this card out of my Rose Oracle before coming on, and it's called Sophia, and it's divine plan, wisdom, intelligence within, and destiny. Whoop. I'll just find the writing I did for that before coming on, if I can find it. Somewhere. Yeah, the Seraphinite card. There we go. So this card, it's about truth, the intelligence that brought you here, the divine blueprint of your destiny, and the saying, you know, have faith in the divine blueprint of your destiny. And you know, this card speaks of trust the blueprint within, and you know what to do, and trust the divine plan. And you know, it says, the verse transmission, I trust in the divine plan, activate the intelligence within my cells, unlock and act on my most expansive destiny now. I'll write that down if you want to, you know, chant it. But yeah, you know, everything connects. I always say that, don't I? But it does. There's no coincidence on this path. Yeah, that comes from many years of being on it myself. Yeah, it's just, yeah, it blows my mind sometimes how everything, you know, the dots start to connect. And I shall leave it there. I was going to bring some light language through, but the saying, leave that for the seraphim, Reiki, and the light language, crystal healing with Seraphinite, transmission and activations that I do. And if you follow me, you'll know that I do them, and they're beautiful, and there's very much powerful healing in them. So I'm going to bring, yeah, the seraphim frequency and the angels through for that. And yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I shall speak to you all soon. Bye.